Hey, Viola Rules here, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. So, in the last episode, we started Nekomaru's case, and we found out that the funhouse structure is actually a lot different than we thought it was. They're actually stacked on top of each other and not two separate buildings, thanks to Nagito doing the final dead room, though he's been pretty upset with everyone ever since he did that, so... But at least he's still trying to be helpful, so that's good.
After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right?
Correct.
If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
We're gonna ask about that now. I see, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side.
Okay, this is where Kazuichi's account comes into play.
But does this reflect reality?
Maybe you just don't understand reality, Gundam.
Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator.
True.
And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
I agree. What does this mean? The two houses are connected vertically. The position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? Because of Kazuichi's account, I believe. Yes.
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally!
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Sure.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
So Gundam and Sonia have matching arguments. Sounds like it makes sense, but is that really correct? No, it's not.
If the two houses are connected vertically...
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally!
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Nice. That always makes me feel good when I get them right.
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi? Huh?
Yes.
Me? Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Yep.
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180
Was it
degrees.
necessary to rotate the image on the screen? I don't think it was.
It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side.
Yeah.
Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
That's pretty clever.
An elevator that rotates while it moves.
That explains
Is
why
that even possible?
it wouldn't
It's like
shake.
something from an amusement
Because
park.
remember they kept saying that they couldn't feel it moving.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
Well, he is a bear.
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin
Exactly.
with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that
Really?
yet.
Oh my. I can't believe I have to explain that
Me too,
now.
because I'm pretty sure Monokuma told us about that.
As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means, it's an H-sided shape.
I see!
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
Yes, Hajime passed kindergarten. Good for him.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
The place befitting of the name Octagon, it's probably spot selection. Let's see. Oh. Because, like, I was thinking about that earlier, from them being overlapped like this, wouldn't they be able to combine to create an octagon on this outer edge area? I don't know where exactly I'm supposed to click, but somewhere like here-ish.
Here!
You're
Plus, it was
talking
above
about
the,
secret room surrounded by concrete
grape
in the
house,
depths of the
so,
final dead
yeah.
room.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
Yep.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learned?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
Okay.
Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery.
Oh, okay. I see. I get
And
it.
then thought of a way to
I
kill,
mentioned
making
earlier
use of the building
that the
structure.
starving to death while trapped thing was very reminiscent of Makoto getting trapped in the garbage disposal in the first game. If you also remember, he fell head first
is the
into
weapon.
it.
So they
So it looks like
killed
Monokuma
using the
copied that,
building
too.
structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such
Okay,
a
I think I've got all the
spectacular
pieces.
crime.
Now can I actually get through the trial without taking damage?
It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
Funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon? What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who is the killer who did that? Yeah, that's what I'm still not sure about, who the killer actually is. Yeah, I don't know. We haven't used up all our evidence yet.
Why, hello there. I thought of a new bad word to call Monami. I can already tell I won't be pleased by this. Then let me say it right away. I'm already used to insults and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word. Monami is a serious Stufatly. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufatly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack incorporating all 3 of these words would be... Ta-da! Stufatly! There's a fat hidden in there?
Okay, everyone.
Together
all
now.
Together now.
Monami.
Monami is a serious Stufatly.
She is pretty stupid, I'll give you that one. But she's trying her best, I guess. Quest trial reopen, resume, let's go. Oh god, I forgot about
Hello.
this.
I hope your day is
It
well.
is. Thanks.
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping will have a laid-back, so-what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons.
This was originally on the PS Vita, that's why she said the batteries thing.
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Does the PS Vita have that poor of a battery strength that if you get absorbed playing this game on it, you could accidentally lose your lose your progress because your thing died on you? Is that why she keeps saying that?
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead. Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
That was a little weird.
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Mekumaru's murderer?
I still haven't yet.
Is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon?
I still haven't figured that out
Nagito
yet.
said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Okay, jeez.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
What was that
It's
reaction?
fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can.
Okay.
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry
You're
or
always
anything,
hungry,
you know.
Akane.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, it's usually I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you
Haven't we
think?
already done that? Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? As I said before, with the Makoto thing, falling.
I see!
This game's a little bit too similar to the first game,
I think
but
he
it's
might have died from
intentional,
falling.
so, yeah.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
Okay.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
And Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Okay, let's do it. Good night button in Akane's account, please. Hiko's account. I don't know which one I need, but let's go.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Mekamaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open.
Good night button to that one.
Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Don't say anything. I got it.
When the elevator is off, you can't go through the door?
It'd be impossible.
Then, after locking they move the elevator and made use of the...
Hold on! Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object
No, that's wrong!
Excuse me.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
True.
That's what I was about to explain, before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Kind of are. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Make your argument. Non-stop debate. Let's go. Goodnight button, oil on the floor, tipped over, and... I think it's already set to the one I need.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
No.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar
No,
again?
we talked about that too much.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree.
I agree with that.
Good one, Fuyuhiko.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair!
Yep. That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot, and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower.
Oh,
And
wow.
suspended Nekomaru in midair.
I'm surprised the doorknob was able to hold his weight, though.
That's
Well, I
right!
guess it
He
ultimately
was
wasn't.
so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Thank you, Monami.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Kazuichi, what?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just
Well, if he
that.
doesn't finish.
Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
God, you're an idiot. Obviously, the doorknob was broken off, so it fell. Whatever. Anyway, what do I need? Broken doorknob, yes.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him. There's no way they could do that.
Ah, God, I missed one. Well, I advanced anyway.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
I agree.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside
Okay.
is just impossible. End of story.
Ouch.
Damn it!
Okay.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own?
Okay, obviously.
Crap!
Hang on.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
There we go.
Allow me to cut through those words.
I got it.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
Killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because, yeah, because he pulled on it, if you remember that. Wait, isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. That's really what it was. And that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Yeah.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
Insulted, great.
No, I believe you gave
She
your all.
praised him.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too,
Yeah,
right?
of course. It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of what happened with him was that he collided with the pillar.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
You were right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
Probably unintentional.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible, cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been
It would
birthed.
appear so.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at
Sorry,
7?
my neck is bothering me sitting in this chair.
That's what I want to know!
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. Let's do it. There should definitely be a clue to break through this contradiction. I think I've seen the truth bullet for that one already.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest... was set for 7:30 a.m.
Okay.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
That's gotta be it!
Alright. I ran out of concentration. But I do see the one that I need to shoot. So let's
We
just
headed for
fast
Grape
forward.
Tower before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7.
Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's
Wait,
chest.
what? That's the only thing I can think of. The killer messed with the clock in Nekomaru's chest and things. So,
Damn it!
okay. Am I taking so much
We
damage?
headed for Grape Tower
Oh.
before 7
Wasn't
a.m.
fully
I
paying
am
attention.
certain.
Okay.
But the
Again,
alarm inside
this
was
is how
set
I
for
take
7.
damage
Nekomaru
off the
died.
time.
His time
Look
of
at
death
all
and
the
one of those must.
The killer probably did some
It's a radio
tampering.
clock. It
They
can't
probably messed with the clock inside
be
Nekomaru's
messed with.
No, that's wrong!
Okay.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the
Yes, he did.
clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding.
Gundam crush. Gundam's crush on Sonya is so cute.
I never misunderstand. I'll
You
crush you into
misunderstand
dog
a lot,
food.
Akane. It's time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistaking that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. Oh god, we're doing another logic dive. No. I'm so tempted to spend hope fragments to get the stuff that makes this segment easier. I mean, it's not that hard, but like it can be a pain, especially when you can't really see what's coming up very well. Oh. Okay, first question. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? Who the killer is, where the murder happened, the time in the building. Okay, so now there are three-way branching paths. Okay. I am playing on medium difficulty, so I should expect everything to be difficult. I'm not playing on the hardest difficulty, though. Oh. Whoa. Ooh, okay, that was close. Second question. Which clock was tampered with? Megamaru's radio clock, the building's clocks only. And the apostrophe on building should be on the other side of it, but I'll let it slide. Because there's more than one building that they're referring to. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. Okay. Are we done? Thank God.
It's all
I mean,
coming
Logic
together.
Dive, it's not that bad of a minigame, but, I mean... But it also,
You said you
like,
checked all the clocks inside the
restates stuff
building.
that we've
Isn't that
already
right for
gone
you,
through,
Hiko?
I feel.
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed
Yeah.
that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Yeah, it was obviously 2 hours off, but which one do I need? I guess Akane's account?
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Right.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that
Yes,
down?
I have one.
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He did not scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
Okay. Okay, I think I know what to do.
If
I
the
think I
time
know
in
what
the
to
building,
do.
then we can only rely. The time of death was clearly 7.
The problem is, in our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I knew I needed Akane's account. Okay, so I just need to agree with her.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling? I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
Saying that because he knows that makes Sonya look suspicious.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane!
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's likely the answer to how much time was off was 2 hours.
I see!
Right.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma
Yeah,
announcements
he did
either.
that on purpose.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only Nekomaru?
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Yeah.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure only Nekomaru, that would have been... oh, I guess Monokuma Taichi. I thought it was his clock, but yeah, Monokuma Taichi was...
I see! That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Taichi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
Yeah.
But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise
Wow,
time.
that's actually pretty clever.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, You witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
He said everyone ditched.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
Again, the flashback text is wrong. He said, but it turned out like this after all, so I guess it is what it is.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time.
Pretty sure that's what it was
way
anyway.
past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez! That's, well, how should I put
Exactly
it?
right.
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like
What?
that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
What are you both talking about?
Wrong! Too bad!
Ugh,
Liar! I'm
I don't
right.
even know what you're talking about.
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say
What?
next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his
You're talking
guest
about
room.
Nagito, aren't you?
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
Whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Wait, what? Wait, what? I'm supposing that you're talking about Nagito?
You're the only one!
Okay, but, what?
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there.
Oh boy. You guys are idiots.
It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
If you don't know why I'm saying that,
You
I'm
didn't
not
come
gonna
out,
spoil it.
even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something!
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it. To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Yeah.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
Come on, you guys.
You
think.
still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Are we doing a Hangman's Gambit or something? Why? Okay, I got it. Deluxe room, or deluxe suite, I guess, is what it wants me to spell. I need L. There we go. Deluxe. I need X now. Because if you remember, Nagito won the rock, paper, scissors thing, so he got first choice of the room, so he chose the deluxe suite. And Sonia and Chiaki were in the deluxe room. What? I don't know why the deluxe suite one didn't work. Maybe it got blown up before I could actually reach it. Or, wait. Oh, it's rooms. Are you serious right now? Oh my god, stop. Deluxe rooms. Okay, whatever. I got it! Deluxe suite would have worked too. Well, whatever. Okay, fine.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki, the three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Stop.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Oh.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
No way.
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Is someone who heard that sound when he shouldn't have.
You're the only one! Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that?
You know exactly what's wrong with that.
If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
Oh, Sonia's heart is about to break into a million pieces.
There is only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why. Even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Well, Fuyuhiko's distracted, right?
Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Yeah, he did notice Nekomaru, so yeah, I guess Gundam couldn't have snuck back to his room, now that I think about it.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
So if Fuyuhiko hadn't decided to go sit out in the lounge because of how hungry he was, Gundam's plan would have worked.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room.
Why didn't he just lie, though? Well, I guess, he was seen by Fuyuhiko and Kazuichi, so I guess he couldn't lie that he didn't hear anything.
Just like us.
But why didn't he just, go downstairs or stay hidden or something?
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Yeah.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Yeah, I read this earlier. I'm not gonna read it again.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
Wow.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
I feel so bad for Sonya.
Answer me this. Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
What?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Of course you're going to do that.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
I don't think he does, no. And I'm going to go on ahead and end this episode here. So yeah, it seems like Gundam's the culprit, but of course we have to go through the whole thing where they fight and argue and all that. So we'll do that in the next episode. If you guys enjoyed this one, give this video a like. Also be sure to like my Facebook page and follow me on Twitter, as well as support my Patreon. Special shout out to my patron AZ1598525. Thank you for supporting my channel, and subscribe for more. And if you are subscribed or a new subscriber right now, be sure to hit that bell icon to get notified when I upload videos. This is Viola Rules, signing off. Talk to you later.